Hi there YouTube, it's me Morphsuit America, and in this video, title and thumbnail kind of hints at it. I'm talking about the PSO2 station exclamation point plus number 12 recap. The reason why I'm talking about this one in particular is due to these things that they displayed, and I have a bit of thoughts and opinions on it. However, first half of this is going to talk about it factually. If you want to view the details yourself, you can look in the description for the link in the video that was alongside this news release. Just note that this is showcasing some stuff that will happen, especially for the new costumes, aesthetics, cosmetics for NGS. Not only that, they're doing a graphical update on the Japanese PSO2. Global might get it eventually, but for now, it's on the Japanese PSO2. If you want to look in the description for the time skips, go ahead. Pretty much, with all these different tabs, there is something for Idola. And there's nothing for the merchandise, but there's a lot of stuff for the general. If you say this certain phrase from now till February 3rd, 2021, if you say this, you're gonna get these free items. There's a rainbow key with it, an accessory, a logo, and then you got a mag change appearance, and it is for what, a Moralian P, this pink thing. So if you want these free goodies, go ahead and say the phrase. You just need to say it in the Japanese PSO2 through game chat, group chat, party chat, team chat. Just make sure you say this and you can collect these rewards from the Visa phone. I have a bit of questions with this one, but next one is a super PSO2 day for February 2nd, 2021. Note that this is with the Japanese time zone. They're going to give double earned fun, double earned experience, double earned the setup, bonus quest earned experience plus 200%, login stamp plus 200%, rare drop boost. There's gonna be a gathering fever occurrence rate 200%, 22 star gem tickets times 4, bonus key Tokyo Rainbow times 2, 10 1 million XP tickets, and 2 special ability transfer passes. Not only that, there's another event going on alongside that. Well, no, excuse me. That's only on the 2nd, so make sure you log in for the day just to at least get some of these items as well. Mid-February is when they do a couple other things. There's a PSO2 anniversary event campaign, and then there's also a couple contests. You can get a good chunk of awards. There's special ability transfer passes, boost items, and more when you log in. You can receive Regal memory for each day you log in, and on the 10th day, you get a 20th anniversary mat. PSO 20th anniversary mat. For the character contest, there's exquisite decorative skill accessory coordination, and then the cutting edge of space sci-fi battle wear coordination. And then for the screenshot contest, there's a theme Phantasy Star series, and then those who submit will be randomly drawn to win star gems. Now there's a lot for the PSO2 graphic update engine, and it's gonna kick in once again in February. So new character creation features. You can now put Dooman horns or Newman ears on your characters. Some hairstyles will be remade to support the new specs. And then here's an example of it. There will also be new hairstyles and accessories that support the new specs. There's going to be a certain scratch PSO2 graphic engine update. They will have an AC Scratch Oracle Renewed collection. With the new specs, PSO2 costumes will be pre-released or re-released to support finger movement. Outfits remade for this will have an N before their name. And versions of the default outfits are available in this scratch. Continuing on, for new accessories, you can choose which color they should sync with from the colors your character is wearing, which is really good because guess what? If you want to make sure it matches and you don't want to use a color pass and all that, this gives you that option. Various character creation stuff will also be available in response to the new specs. Now, regarding scratch items released under PSO2 NGS specs, these will only be sold under AC Scratch due to the AC Scratch Gold will not be available. You will not be able to use the AC Scratch ticket nor AC Scratch Gold ticket. You can continue using AC Scratch and AC Gold 4 PSO2 spec items. Regarding items with PSO2 NG specs, characters who wear PSO2 NGS spec costumes, cast parts, and outfits in PSO2 story event scenes or PSO2 ES will appear wearing the default costumes parts. And then also with PSO2 20th anniversary event kicking in mid-February, you'll be able to get, or you will be able to see some of the old characters, Rico, Ash, and Karik. You can obtain their partner cards from the client orders and some of the rewards from the client orders, and with the asterisk in the very front of it, it's pretty much a weapon camo. So Double, Saber, Legacy, and Soul Banish. There's going to be a new Mission Pass Season 5 for the Japanese PSO2. Here's some of the weapon camos, and then we get an Evo device for the Dark Emperor. And then apparently there's an Elf Rappy that will appear as well, pretty much an elephant. Mid-February update, limited quests like a Phantasy, 12 players, randomly transverse through areas such as the forest and volcanic caverns in the first half and subtunnels and ruins in the second half. After finishing the first half, you will fight Balrados with 12 players. In the final area, you'll fight a Dark Files. The trigger version is 4 players and has all 6 areas. Not only that, they're adding a weapon badge 2021 with various items. So these are pretty much camos. There is a new 15-star series that will be introduced in this. There's a good chunk of SSA capsules you can get, a variety of parfaits, lobby actions from these characters, and then limited items like Regal Memory, Liberate Unlocker, Divine Ice Stone, Lumamec Rain Crystals, and more. February 24th update is going to be the Gurhal Memorial Collection Revival Scratch along with the Nova one. March 3rd, they are doing a Shining Collection Revival Scratch. Late February update, they will introduce the Screenshot Studios, and here you can take screenshots from a variety of areas within the game, including lobbies and areas only shown in cutscenes. That's actually pretty cool. If you look over here, you can see that that's like, where is it? When you wake up, and that's the intro to episode 4, you can actually take a picture over there. So I'm looking forward to that, toying around with that. Screenshot Studio, inside each area is a studio terminal which can change certain aspects of the area if applicable. For example, if you're in a lobby, you can make it show the red emergency quest banners. Late February update, there's going to be a new emergency quest, or a renewed revival emergency quest called Arc Ship Fire Swirl Renewal. Added ultra hard difficulty, extinguish the fires, and rescue the people around the city. The BGM will randomly use one of the 3 versions of Burning Hearts. Late February update, we're getting the White Day Lobby, Lovey, Rappy. Late February update, AC Scratch Oracle Renewed Collection 2. More end versions of previous outfits, along with new accessories. Not only that, there are going to be new lobby actions, 3 of which support finger movement. Then mid-March update, Revival Scratch Hyperdimension game. And then March 1st update until March 31st, they're going to have a Snow Thawing Star Gem support item selection, and this scratch will have a variety of special ability items including Exceed Receptor, Mark Receptor, Divine Receptor, Mark Joyo, Mark Corogino, Angra, etc. Then there's going to be graphic updates. Pretty much the stuff that you kind of tweak around with PSO2 Tweaker can be done in-game now with this update. What is it? You can choose among the 6 tiers of graphic quality options. You can see it over here, like effect, distortion expression, fur expression, V-Sync, etc, etc. And then for accessory slots, this one's, well, I'm gonna go into that opinion soon. Accessories will use the cost point system, so you can put up to 18 points of accessories. And then not only that, over here, especially on this side, it kind of shows you what the new type looks like versus the old. And I got a feeling this one's the new type because of what it's doing. I will pull up a couple pictures in a bit, emphasizing on it. Actually, what happens if I click on that point thing? What happens if I click on this? Okay, now it goes into that. I don't want to see that. I decided to make a cut there because I'm going to go into my opinions. I will say this, overall, giant, good, plus with all these changes, all these updates, all this content. Obviously, they're trying to keep PSO2 active and they're still pumping out a bunch of content for it, but they're now getting into the stage of, you know, NGS coming into PSO2 thing and vice versa. They're working on NGS stuff. They already released a good chunk of invitations to their beta testers for Japanese NGS. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I am going to go into a bit more details about something. However, if you're not a giant investor, if you haven't spent and played with the market, you haven't grabbed a bunch of certain costumes, cosmetics, then this or the rest of this video isn't for you. So thank you for stopping by. If you have any questions, comment, concerns, want to hear a bit more about something, put it down below. Alright, so if you are still sticking around, let me talk about the one thing that you do need to be wary of. It's the fact that they're doing this sort of method here. Now, this may not be true for all items. They might do some things. It's a bit too early for me to try to emphasize on it. However, I am going to talk about it and just let you guys think on this and let you try to figure out certain approaches from here on out. Because the big thing about this is that they are releasing new stuff with a bunch of this end mechanic, the NGS mechanic, and it's going to be able to play out with the new specs. Obviously, you can still keep your old stuff and you can use it still. But there's a glaring difference with the end costume versus the old costumes, especially if you use certain lobby actions that are for NGS and that can support the finger movement. Now, there's still going to be some pros and cons to investing some old stuff, but you want to be a bit worried because what happens if they start doing it for all these items? Once again, bit too early for me to jump the gun, but you want that assumption and that thought in your head, just so if you are gambling on some things, you are aware of what's going on. And it is your choice if you want to actually gamble on that. So with the end costumes, you can't see it down here. This is one slider here where it shows you the end costume using the new lobby action and then the old outfit using the new lobby action, the NGS lobby action. Can't see it on this screen, but let me pull it up over here. So, which picture is supporting the NGS lobby action? Is it picture number 1? Actually, and also is the new outfit. Is it picture number 1 or picture number 2? Picture number 1 or picture number 2? If you said picture number 1, yes, this one supports the new Genesis lobby action. It is very specific if you look at those fingers and the motion that they're doing. And obviously this is the new costume as well. This is pretty much the old one, and you can see that I don't know what shape they're trying to do with these fingers. I don't know what they're doing for the lobby action. It looks like a prayer of some sort or something like this, but in all honesty, you can tell that this one is making that heart shape or trying to attempt that lobby action. So because of this gimmick and feature, new costumes are going to be a bit of a plus side, especially in terms of investing and using compared to some old ones, especially of the stuff that is already in PSO2. It doesn't mean you can't use these new lobby actions on old costumes. It is there. But there will be a glaring difference because, once again, something like this, I can't tell if that's a heart shape. Something like this, oh shoot, I can tell that they're trying to make a heart shape. And that is up to you if you're really into that or if you're not into that. But that is something to note. If you're doing a lot of investments, you want to be careful, especially in terms of the costumes. It talked about hairstyles and accessories as well. So if you're investing in those, you might want to proceed with caution. If you still want to do it because you can milk a bit more money, then go ahead and do it. But be wary of that because of these giant changes that's going to happen. Now, once again, I'm not sure if they're going to do this for all the outfits in the game or they're going to do it for some. Maybe they will naturally upgrade some old ones to new ones, maybe the collab stuff. But be careful with this. This is a presence now. This is something you want to be aware of and make note of. It is your call on how you would take this information and how you would approach it. For me, I will now be careful with making a good chunk of investment items. Most likely now I'm going to spend a good chunk of my meseta for certain other things that might catch one's attention. The big thing that's not being stated in this, now this might change later, but I might gamble on some things like voices. It does not mention anything with how to get a have an N type for a voice, so I could invest in those. Another thing would be the eyes, because it does not say anything with that, but that one is like 50-50. They might do something, they might not down the lines. I wouldn't be surprised if they do something with the eyes. But once again, accessories, the costumes, and the hairstyles, they're going to be affected. Another big thing I want to highlight, especially if you're an OG and you're just sitting on certain items, you want to be careful now, because it looks like they're just reviving random collab events, collab ACs, past collab ACs. They've been doing that for a while. They already revived several other games and a couple other anime series, I think. The big one that they revived recently on the Japanese side is the Blaze Blue and the Guilty Gear. Now, this, well, in the month of March, they're reviving Shining stuff, and then they're reviving the Hyperdimension. This is crucial and this is big. This is a giant hint, because I do not think there's anything big happening with these certain game franchise series in March. I might be wrong. Correct me if I am wrong. But I don't think they're releasing a new Shining sort of game. And this is a revival, so there's nothing big in the Shining stuff that's already current. Maybe they're making a rework, maybe. But most of the time when they do a collab for the Japanese PSO2, it has some relevance. There's some sort of significance. Now, some of these are just random. But the big thing is, if I look over here in 2017 and point out Nier Automata, here's the thing. We got this collab a few weeks after the game was released. This event, this AC scratch for Nier Automata was released on March 10th, 2017. Game was released February 23rd, 2017. So there is some relevance with some of these releases. But with them just reviving some of these like this, I don't think anything big is going on for those game franchises, and they just want to revive it. And this one is a big one, because guess what? This is all the way back in 2015. We had several revivals with the Shining series stuff, so that isn't as bad. But the fact that they're going for Hyperdimension now opens up a possibility that they will start reviving some older things as well, like Disgaea. There's a Scarlet Detective one, there's Tale series games, there's the Freedom Wars one, maybe even Fate. So if you weren't here for these certain years, there's a chance, a slim chance, that they will revive something from way back then, because Hyperdimension Neptunia was released. The scratch for it was September 24th, 2015. Now they might also revamp it so it can have maybe a base outfit of it. Not 100% sure. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure on that, but it might just be the default costumes with the accessories and stuff. Obviously, if you want to cosplay as Neptune, guess what? This revival will help you. Most of the Hyperdimension Neptunia stuff before this popped up, it was in the billions. It was either, well, some of it might have been extinct as well, or just stupidly expensive, but yeah, because of this, they're reviving that. So if you have any collaboration items, you might want to try to sell them, because there's a chance they might try to revive it. It looks like it's utter randomness. I don't know if they did a survey to figure out what revival to go for, but there's a chance that, one, especially if you weren't there, you can get these collab items. But secondly, if you have collab items, there's a chance there's a revival, and that's going to decrease your highest value you could sell it at. So if you could sell something at like 2 billion, because of this, it might be able to decrease it to like 100 mil instead. There's a glaring difference from a 2 bill cost and then 100 mil cost. Even then, like, talking about this in itself might be a spoiler, a hint to what might happen here and there. If you still want to gamble on it, you can. It's just that they've been doing this for a while. They've been reviving stuff. So if you really want to try to gain a huge profit, you might want to sell off some things. But that is it when it comes to my opinions and thoughts about all this. The big thing that I wanted to talk about was all this investment marketing stuff. Now, it's a bit too early, but I just want to give you guys different scenarios and things to be careful of. Because if you're starting to do a bunch of investments, be careful with that. That is it. If you have any questions, comment, concerns, put it down below. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.